Hi, hello and welcome to the channel. We are today down at a very beautiful and very sunny Hythe Marina to have a look at this Sealine S28 1997 vintage. So it comes with the, probably, I don't know if it's the original, but certainly the standard format and colour scheme of the canopy. You can see down here we've then got the bathing platform. These are the air vents, obviously side decks. This one has the radar arch, and you've got, you can see up here, spotlights, or nav lights, sorry, remote control floodlight. A little dome over there is the GPS transmitter receiver, and obviously VHF aerial sticking up on the top there. Let's just capture from the other side, seeing as we've got such a great vantage. And how beautiful must it be to moor your boat at the end of your garden. So let us go and have a look on board. Like I said, it's a 1997, very popular boat. They sold an awful lot of these, and the sort of the format and the layout followed on across the rest of the range. We'll start, actually, seeing as it's quite nice, we'll start outside. Grab rail up here. I'm going to grab the side deck from halfway up. And you've got your fuel filler down here. It's quite nice actually, because this windscreen grab rail runs right the way forward. Midships cleat. Take a step up onto the foredeck. Here you can see there's two hatches, so they obviously give light and ventilation and act as escape hatches from the fore cabin. Right the way forward. Down here we've got the anchor locker. It's quite nice because it's double sized one, look. So one and two. Vast anchor locker. You could put fenders, ropes, anything you fancy in there really. Drop that back down. Button up there for the anchor winch. Obviously that one looks like to be missing. Pulpit there. Take a quick turn around, and there you go. There she is. Decent sized glass windscreen. Obviously all of the front windscreen canopy pops out, and you can either have it as a bimini or take the whole thing out if it's a day like today. They're non-asymmetric side decks, so both the side decks are very much the same side, so it's very easy to go down both sides. Nice bit of sunbathing space up here. So let's head back inside. I very much got the wrong shoes on for this, so do bear with me. Ooh, so here we go, onto the bathing platform. Start down here, so you've got the taps for the shower, somewhere here to mount your ensign. Underneath this flap here, we'll have a look in a moment, is a boarding ladder or swim platform ladder. Take a turn on here, pop it around. Obviously shore power's here as well. So there you go, swim ladder. And there's quite a neat little door here. So if you have children or kids or dogs or pets or whatever, or you just want to stop people generally falling out the boat when you're going along, you can shut that down. Then over here we have a manual pump and the manual pump lever. If the canopy's off, these act quite well as little steps to take you over the side of the boat. And there's another one over here on the other side as well, look. So you can step up here and go around the side decks. And then in here is a locker that contains the battery switches and main battery trips. There's two battery banks on this side, on this boat, port and starboard. Obviously they tend to run one for the battery for the engine and one set of batteries for the domestics. So I take a step back out here again, give you an idea of this layout. So there's a dinette, which obviously then converts, you can drop this table down and it converts into a big sun lounger. Helm seat over there, chaise longue there, and then wet sink with a cupboard underneath here. Engines are down here, we'll have a look at those in a moment. The conventional sink, and then down in here, some of them come with a fridge. You can see it's very much fridge size space, but this particular one is for storage. And underneath this sort of lounging area here, you can see there's a window, so that effectively lifts this area up and gives you space below for a secondary berth, second cabin. Fixed double helm seat, which is really nice, quite high up and quite well raised, which is quite nice. And over here you can see you've got the old-fashioned Marina. There you go. It's the older version, but probably still works quite well. Good old-fashioned chart table here. Usual array of carling switches, and then all of the instrumentation relating to the two engines. Leg trim, so you can trim both the legs up and down here. This one over here is for trim tabs. These are the older style cable Volvo throttle levers and shifters. Steering wheel here. Then the auto helm and the one's for speed and log, so that one tells you how fast you're going, your depth and your trip. And that one is for your autopilot, I would guess. ICOM VHF radio, and then twin ignition keys. Oh, and that little chap down here, that's the controller for the spotlight. So again, if I sit down at the wheel, you can see it's really, really good visibility forward. A bit of sun reflection because it's such a bright day. And again, even from the helm, you can see back if you're reversing into a slip or a berth, you can see the bathing platforms. Giving good visibility. If I shut that up for a sec. Another nice thing is actually, boat of this size is quite unusual, but completely flat floor the whole way through here. So all of this is on one level. There's no step up or down to catch people out. Take a few steps forwards, slide the glass perspex door over, and then you've got access to the cabin down here. So you can see conventional dinette sofa bed up there, and then galley area to starboard, and a couple of doors over here on the port hand side. A few steep steps down, but plenty of headroom. Gives you a grab handle up here to hold on to as you go down. 1, 2, 3 steps down. And what's quite nice is you enter into this square off floor area, which does give pretty good headroom. Again, I'm not the tallest person in the world, but there is good headroom in this squared off area. Starboard side here we have the galley. Pretty formulaic standard setting, but what is nice is 2 opening windows, which is really good for ventilation. Then underneath here, twin burner gas hob, obviously it's gas on board. Double sink with what looks to be the original Sealine sink cover. Couple of power sockets over there, and then a couple of little storage cupboards above the galley area, like so. And then a minor fiddly shelf there, and then another shelf here for your cooking bits and pieces. And right above that is the very, very standardized Sealine control panel. So obviously you've got 240, so this line divides 240 to that side. This line divides 12 volt DC to that side. So this is your RCD trip, this is your sockets, rest of the boat and galley, battery charger and the immersion water heater, cabin lights, navigation engine lights, and then just general running power, things like wipers, winches, horns, log, echo, nav equipment, engine fans, and then DC 12 volt power for things like fridges and the shaver socket. Water tank, so this is obviously got a holding tank on it, and that's your pump to pump out your holding tank. And there's a little light here that comes on to tell you when it's 70-80% full. Turn around here, obviously you can see the 2 doors. That one goes to the aft cabin and this one goes to the heads, but we will just take a quick look forward and give you an idea of the size of this space. You could probably sit, in all fairness, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you probably sit 8 people around that table. There's a big storage locker underneath here. And underneath here, I believe is probably the holding tank. And this table, like a lot of them, you can see, undo that bolt, this whole thing drops down, sits on these ledges either side, infill cushions goes in, and you've either got a very, very large lounging area, or you've got a really nice big double bed. We looked at them outside, so there's those 2 windows, one here, and one's slightly more above the galley, which is quite nice. And again, on both sides, really, really big windows. So the ability on a hot day like today to open all of this up and get cross breeze, cross ventilation, is really, really nice. You can't see it, but underneath this section here is storage. There's storage underneath all of these seats right the way around to just about the front here. In fact, I open this one, look here. Move these tissues out the way. Open this bad boy, and in there you can see decent sized locker. Galley cupboard in here, or hanging locker. And down here, as part of the gas cooking setup, we have got a conventional oven and grill. A little bit of pan or utility storage down there. Quite a decent size locker here, but also it gives you access to all of the plumbing, which is really handy. And then, in keeping with the rest of the style of the boat, and obviously original, I guess, looking at it, is the Engel fridge. So moving over to the port side, first door here gains us access to the heads. So storage underneath here, sink, mixer tap with pull-out shower, heads, which is the idea of that seat block here, is that covers it up so when you're showering you're not going to get all the back of the seat mechanism wet. And then, as you would expect, a couple of storage cupboards behind. Got its own unique lighting, and again really useful in the shower is opening window for fresh air and ventilation. Big mirror over there, and then also what you get is the Jack and Jill door formation. So this door here gains you access to the aft cabin. So if you're in the aft cabin, you don't have to come out into the saloon and then go into the aft and go into the heads. So opening this door, again, this is a pretty formula standard layout for a lot of these boats. Little cupboard in here with a wardrobe, mini vanity unit up here, and then over here you have another opening window. Bit of 12-volt lighting, another opening window down there. That also marries up with that window we looked at in the cockpit saloon, which is this one over here. So again, it gives you the ability to get a cross ventilation through, and this is a pretty decent sized double berth. Here you can see the cushions that make up the saloon or the sort of dinette berth, and that locker right the way over there at the foot of the bed is engineering space. A lot of the navigation equipment in there. This boat also has got air dispatcher heating, so the heat pump is in over there. For the sake of it, the water tank sits in over there. Here you go, look, there's one of the vents for the heating. So you've got vent heating in the aft cabin, which is really nice. But again, standing headroom. Not massive, but certainly in the inset of the floor, just down here, you've got full standing headroom. So there you go. That's the inside of a Sealine S28. Let's go and have a look at the engines. Oh, before I forget, actually, there's another storage locker underneath this whole block of this seat here. So this cushion lifts up and out, like so. This lifts up, like so. And in there you have a pretty decent locker. And then over here, behind this little door here, we have got the gas storage. So the idea is that vents over the side, and you've got the two fuel shut-off switches for diesel running to the engines. So I'm just going to fold the table up, fold the seat up, and we'll have a look at the engine bay. So here you go, there's the engine bay. Always nice to see. A couple of automatic fire extinguishers, and then two Volvo Penta Diesels. I'm guessing this is going to give you probably a top speed of around about 28 knots. That's going to give you a cruise of probably in the early 20s, so 20, 21, 22, something like that. But you can see lots and lots of space down in here. Fuel filters over there. Fuel tank is behind us in this bulkhead. Not a lot to say really, but yeah, really decent engines. Looks like the turbos are actually new as well, funnily enough. They look quite clean and quite tidy. So that is the engine bay. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time round. Thank you for watching.